Hello, welcome to the Lost Art Podcast. The reason we did a silly intro there
is because
this episode is about brilliant intros to songs that have just remarkable intros that just instantly get you into the. Here's the song straight away.
No messing,
no
lube, no foreplay.
The intro
straight
is
to the
unmistakably. This is the start of this Whopper song. We had initially decided to do best intro riffs or best riffs, which is usually the intro riff of the song, to be honest. And then we just thought there's a bigger scope here for intros. Also, should be noted that this is our longest playlist. We have picked 12 songs each.
Is it 12 each?
12 each we've picked.
I must apologise for the noise also. We have a slightly different rig. I'm making loads of noise as I say that. You can hear stools making. I'm going to throw my keys offside here. Hang on, ready? There you go.
Good shot.
We have a slightly different rig than we would normally have, and it's a little bit awkward.
My one's squeaky. No, actually.
Your chair, okay?
Yeah.
My chair, I've got the chair that's falling apart. We're in a different position, a slightly different place than we would normally be recording this podcast. But yeah, intros. I find intros to be interesting. I think interesting. I think a lot of time intros can be lost on a song. I think if the song doesn't keep the pressure up.
Well, yeah, like there's a lot of songs that I was about to pick where that could be a podcast on its own. Songs that start so well but don't live up to the intro.
Yeah,
and that's dangerous.
There was like I was going to put in Age of Pamperius by Turbo Negro, but the intro is it's 3 minutes long and it's not really the intro.
Also, no Turbo Negro fans will listen to us after what you said about them.
True,
you call them sex deviants. Basically.
They are.
Well, yeah, they are, but
but that's they're into that. That's half the gimmick of being into Turbo Negro. I thought about putting Age of Pamperius in. I think Age of Pamperius is their best song. And I think it's their best song because the intro was very, very interesting, but it's not very good. It's only when the song starts that the song gets really good. So I kind of went out my way to be ignorant about this. I wanted pure, unadulterated, no messing, fucking straight to the fucking intros here. Is what I chose. I don't know about you.
Well, what I did was, right, I picked songs with different instruments as the intro. So instead of just... when I first drafted this list, it was all intro guitar riffs. Then I went, hang on a sec. There's more ways to introduce a song.
True.
So there's piano stuff in here. There's bass, synth.
Yeah.
And I was going to go with some just vocal intros, but they don't really ever grab me that much.
It's hard. It's hard to get a good vocal intro.
It was Melissa Aufdemar's Follow the Waves. I had that. That's just... actually, no. That doesn't have... It is... No, that is just... a vocal intro before the guitar kicks in. Or else it's a bass played up very high, which would make sense for her. That had to get knocked because there was just other songs I wanted to put in there.
Right, let's get into it then.
Yeah. Who's your first one?
I do have the first one. My first one, I think, it might be the song of my adult age that made me interested in the concept of intros. I don't think I understood intros to songs before I heard this.
This is a very new enough song for that to happen.
This is 1999.
So before then, you didn't know the concept of it.
No, I understood. You have to understand, okay? So it's 1999. I don't know what age I am. What age am I? 19? 18? I'm 18. I'm 18, okay? I've been listening to music for maybe 10 years. Maybe. If I'm lucky.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was mad into music when I was 6.
I liked music, but I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
You know? This song came along and this changed everything for me. I believe, if I remember correctly, this could be the song that ousted this idea of making this podcast. And this song is Guerrilla Radio by Rage Against the Machine.
Such a great intro.
It's
great song.
It's a great song, but the intro is just... And if you remember correctly, when we talked about making this playlist on this podcast, it wasn't about best intros. It was about if you were a boxer or a wrestler or a UFC fighter, what your intro music would be.
To hype. Yeah, well, it did start with hype.
Yeah.
But we widened the scope. When we widened the fact that we're doing 12 songs each.
Yeah.
We also won't be hanging around on the songs.
No, we're banging through them here.
Yeah. But that was one where we went, fuck that intro. Yeah, and we were like,
Guerrilla
we were going to make a short one of just outrageously powerful intros.
Yeah.
But then we scoped it out a bit.
Yeah, it took a few minutes of us talking about it to kind of come across, let's just say, like what we consider to be the best intros. Now,
It can involve just a riff. It could involve a piano.
Listen, there's most certainly going to be a volume 2 through fucking 20 of these. Like, you could do these forever. Like,
I did have to drop some great.
I had to drop some killers as well. I had to
even
drop
though
some
we had double
murders
the
ones.
amount we normally have.
Yeah, even adding in double. So I picked Guerrilla Radio with Rage Against the Machine, and it's off the Battle of Los Angeles from 1999. I think that this album might be their best album,
Second best.
bar the first.
Yeah, because the second was a bit of a disappointment.
The second one, I have a concept. I have an idea. I think the first one was perfect for the time, much like Body Count's first album. I think it was perfect for the time. I think the second one was kind of shite they had left over for the first one, and they were under pressure to make one. But I think this third album, I think the Battle of Los Angeles was the album they wanted to make from the get-go. I think this is the idea, the concept of what Rage Against the Machine are supposed to sound like, what their ideas are.
Yeah, it was more. If you take Rage Against the Machine's first album, the concepts in it are based on old,
but they're kind of
racism
generic.
from the 60s.
Yeah, they're
That's what
kind of
I'm saying.
generic. Yeah,
This is more laser pointed towards
Very much.
capitalism and
very much so.
Yeah.
I believe that this third album by Rage Against the Machine is the album that they wanted to put out as their first album. But
it was much more modern in terms of politics. Yeah,
very much so. And recording was, this isn't a million miles away from the first one. Like, it sounds kind of similar, but I think this has maybe 20% more hip hop in it than metal, and I think that's what they wanted in the first place.
yeah.
The
more I listen to it, the more it sounds like Tom Morello can use his guitar as like a scratchy turntable.
an actual instrument, yeah.
It's a turntable.
Yeah.
It's fucking unreal.
Yeah, there's stuff in this album that doesn't make sense that anybody
Brilliant.
with just a stringed instrument can make. But my first one is Guerrilla Radio, Rage Against the Machine, off the Battle of Los Angeles from 1999. Who was your first one?
It's Megadeth Holy Wars,
God
1990. That riff is insane. Like this is how you can tell this is how we were just talking about. Our list started off with Face Melter riffs.
Yeah.
But this riff is this is the first album with Marty and Nick, but this is Dave's riff.
It's fucking outrageous.
1990, Rust in Peace. This riff, Jesus Christ! As soon as you hear it, you just get hyped up and you want to just kick walls.
It's a long song as well, isn't it?
It is. Well, all Megadeth songs are.
Yeah.
Some Megadeth songs are slightly too long. This is structured well enough. Like songs like
6.5 minutes, yeah.
do you know what was going to go on this instead of that is Tornado of Souls, but Tornado of Souls doesn't. It's too long.
Yeah.
And it has too many bits in it that drag. This is 6 minutes and a bit of pure. None of it is wasted.
Yeah.
It's
There's no messing in this.
They got the hit of the whole fruit on that. They drained it. They got one of those expensive juicers that gets everything but the rind.
Yeah.
And it's all juiced in.
When you put this in, I was like, oh my God, what a fucking track. And I was thinking, did
Did it hurt a little bit when I put that one?
No, not necessarily. Because I
love when it hurts.
I wasn't actually planning on this one. I was planning on Hangar 18. That was going to
Either
be,
of the two H's get in.
it was just a the fact that Hangar 18 comes in real strong with the whole band was the one that made me. And also I think Hangar 18 we have 8 different solos in it.
You see, Hangar 18 makes me headbang,
Yeah.
but this makes me clench my jaw
This makes you pay attention.
and just,
Yeah.
it's painfully good.
It's
It hurts.
outrageous, yeah.
It actually, when it comes on, there's a slight bit of pain with the pleasure of how good it is.
And it changes. It like swaps so many times. It could be anything. Yeah, it could be literally 4 different songs being
And
played
there's-
at the same time.
There's loads of little bits leading up to it before he loops back into it
Yeah,
again.
he absolutely cock teases everybody with the song a couple of times
Yeah.
before, and even the main riff, it's not really derivative of the intro riff, but that's what's weird about it. Like he leans at it once or twice, and you're thinking, oh, here we go. This is the bit we want.
It's just more of a root note version of it. Yeah.
yeah.
But if you watch them play it live, they do prick tease this for ages.
I've only seen them once, and they were garbage.
I saw them once with Judas Priest.
Yeah, that's
and
when
it
I seen
was
them.
terrible.
They were shy. Yeah.
It wasn't their fault. I think the sound was bogey because when Judas Priest came on, they sounded great. Apart from the fact that their songs aren't.
Good.
Not really for me.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
really. I don't get Judas
There's
Priest.
one
that much, so.
Solar Wind, I think it's called. It's outrageous. So good.
Yeah, and Megadeth didn't really react with the crowd at all. It's almost like he.
And it was
knew
also
that he
half
sounded
empty.
like-
There was nobody
Yeah.
there. Nobody there.
Who was on before them?
Exodus, wasn't it?
Testament.
Testament. That's the one.
Testament.
Yeah, it was.
Like it was the first time the Tree Arena I really saw a difference by giving the support band shit sound.
Yeah.
And it happens. We know it. So that what's the deal with that?
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
That's the only time I ever seen Megadeth, and they were not good, and it bothered me. to the point where I said to myself, I don't think I'm going to bother going to see these guys anymore.
Yeah. They were playing at Grasspop, but I think Baroness were playing at the same time.
It's
and I mean,
over.
come on.
Forget it. Yeah.
Come on, I'm going to Baroness every time.
Of course you are.
So yeah, listen, Holy Wars, that's 1990. That riff, I mean, you know it. If you don't know it, put on, you'll hear probably one of the top 5 riffs of all time. It's got to be top 5 riffs of all time. Who's your next one?
My next one is Cypress Hill. I ain't going out like that.
Oh, it's such a creepy intro.
It's so good.
It's brilliant.
Over one of any of the kind of singles and that type of shit. Now, I think this was a single. This was a single, I believe. And
is this not the first single off the album?
No.
Off the album?
Insane in the Membrane was definitely the first single. Black Sunday is the album.
Oh, right. For some reason, I thought this was on the second album.
No. This is the second album. Black Sunday is the second
Sorry,
album.
yeah. Oh, God, yeah. What's the one
No,
before
but
it?
everybody forgets about the first. Cypress Hill.
Yeah, it's still
It's the
good,
first
though.
album that has How We Could Just Kill a Man and all that.
Yeah.
And it's a different type of animal. And that first album, it's good, but compared to Black Sunday is probably, it's one of the most, one of the
It's definitely
10
one of the most
most
important.
important / influential albums of all
yeah.
time. And anybody who denies that is just absolutely wrong.
You're talking about like any kind of horror related rap, even up till now. Tyler the Creator will have. Well, I don't know if he was into it, but that set the pace of it's okay to be absolutely creepy and really almost doomy and gothy.
That DJ Muggs production that they had, where it was very sample based, and it was all kind of real lo-fi. There was nothing like that at the time. I remember if you're of a similar age to me in your late 30s, you will remember
when things didn't hurt.
Yeah, most certainly. You will remember things like the clothing. So there was this weird situation where it was Cypress Hill versus House of Pain. Both of those were really big at the same time.
Yeah.
And you could get these, you could buy these giant like baggy jeans that would have Cypress Hill logos on the back arse pocket, and or else you'd have a House of Pain.
Are you not just sending a load of farts through their logo?
Pretty much. But like
Disrespectful.
these jeans, you could buy t-shirts and tops and all this kind of shit.
You're not just
but the
scraping
jeans,
your nipple
They were
off
mad money. Yeah. They were mad money. Also, fucking mad respect to fucking Jill, who for Christmas got me some nipple balm. Balm for my nipples. So we are accepting Christmas presents now, apparently.
For fucking yeah, what's next? Fucking suppositories?
Well, do you know what? You want to get me something for Christmas? Get me a fucking Patreon.
No, actually, there we go.
Get me fucking $5 a month. Get me that.
You know what? I ordered a few things for the Patreon as well. The ideas that we had, a couple of them. I still, you need to get me the login for the Patreon so I can see what the fuck's
sort it
happening.
out this week.
What the fuck is happening on that? Because we do, so some of those ideas, I've decided what way it'll work out. We should talk about. No, we can't talk about it.
No, we can't talk
We're in a
about
bit of a rush. That was so you're still talking about.
But yeah, I ain't going out like that. It's. I think that might be the greatest Cypress Hill intro. They had a song called Checkmate, which I think might be a better song, which is off.
Listen, some of these aren't the best songs. But the intro is.
But I think the intro to Checkmate might be better, but it's not as iconic. It's not quite as iconic. But I ain't going out like that, even though it's not the number 1 lead single off the album, which is not really a problem. I think that's the best song on the album. Age of Decay is amazing as well, but I ain't going out like that. There's something about it. There's something. It's that sub bass. When you're DJing and you play it, and you have a good sound system in the place you're DJing, there's something about it that just happens to people when they hear it.
Yeah.
There's something about that boom, 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 boom.
It is.
And then every now and again you got that.
It's brilliant.
And people lose their fucking mind because people don't understand. They're hearing the boom, 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 and until they hear that. And then they go, oh my fucking God, I remember this.
Yeah,
oh my
so
God, I
good.
remember it. And then all of a sudden the room is fucking alive. It's alive. Whether they know who made the song or what the song is, they have heard that in some way, shape or form.
And that's a good point because as the two of us DJ a lot, and these are the songs that we know instantly, no-brainers for instantly getting the crowd.
Yeah.
Especially they're good to play if you've, not if you've fucked up, if you've played a song that drags towards the second half of the song, like for instance, a song that has an amazing intro but not a great lifespan within itself.
Yeah, the body of it is not great.
Would be the Cult She Sells Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Outrageously
long.
good intro. And that's what I'm saying. So this is one where if you're losing people, you throw any of these songs on, bar some of my ones. But
Right, here's the next one.
My next one is Barracuda by Heart.
Winner.
1977.
Chicken dinner.
Just the intro could be genuinely sped up. You speed it up, and that's a Metallica riff.
Yeah.
Because it has the palm muted, and then the harmonic and the scream.